Now to our homeless crisis. Drive around Portland or on any of the interstates and you'll see evidence of homeless people camping right by the road or along the on-ramps or exit ramps. That is dangerous for the campers. ODOT and the city removed those camps sporadically, but now those removals from ODOT property, they're on hold. And as Blair Best reports, it's all because the city and ODOT have run out of money to remove them.
It's really like lullaby music by now. I've gotten way used to it.
That's how 29-year-old Michael Saxton describes camping along Interstate 405.
Like, I want to make a little home best I can.
He's been on this corner of Southwest 13th Ave for 2 weeks.
But here's like a safe place I can leave and I can actually come back and all my stuff's still here.
That newfound security is in part because the city has run out of money to remove camps like his that are on Oregon Department of Transportation property, something he's been running from for months.
When I get a little bit of comfort and stuff, which is hard to find out here, those sweeps, it's like I know the city's just trying to help and stuff, but then the sweeps come out of nowhere.
The state transportation agency provides the city with $2 million a year for homeless camp cleanups on ODOT rights of way. The city is responsible for managing those funds, but as of this month, they've already spent all the money for their budget year.
So what does this all mean for all of the tents that we see on the interstate? Well, the city says that all camp removals on ODOT property are on pause until they find more money or until their budget cycle is up, which is in roughly 5 months.
I guess that's lucky for me, it feels like, because they're not going to be able to throw me off of this place, which is nice.
The city recently increased their impact reduction program to remove more camps in dangerous, high-trafficked areas. With more cleanup teams available, ODOT asked the city to increase how often they remove camps on their property, too. That's when the city used up all the money allotted for camp removals on ODOT property. A challenge for local leadership, yet a relief for the homeless.
It's just peace of mind being able to have stuff someplace and have it still be there when you get back.
ODOT and the city are currently looking for more money for these camp removals and for safer places for homeless people to go. Mayor Ted Wheeler even talked with the governor about this recently. Now, one other thing to note, that this does not apply to camps on city property. Those cleanups and removals are still happening. Blair Best, KGW News.
Now, this story had all kinds of twists and turns for Blair today, with ODOT and the city basically using her to try to communicate with one another. Pick up the phone, you guys. Blair often gives us behind-the-scenes look at how her stories come together, and today's journey was certainly a memorable one.
All right, hey Pat, it's just after 10:30 this morning, and we found some camps along an on-ramp by Lombard Street and a Fred Meyer, so we're going to just walk in and check it out and see if anyone will talk with us. All right, so we struck out with that one. We talked with one homeless man who's kind of up on the hill behind there, and he just wouldn't go on camera, but he told us to check out behind Fred Meyer off Lombard Street. It says there's about 15 camps up there, so we're headed that way. All right, so as we were checking out that other campsite and shooting some video of the tents along the interstate, a homeless man was yelling at us, so we're just gonna abandon these camps, get in the car, and try to find others. All right, so we ended up driving back towards the station, actually, and we found all these tents off of Southwest Morrison, and we found a 29-year-old man who's been camping here for about 2 weeks, willing to talk with us, and you know, he said he was lucky that ODOT has no more money to remove camps from their property. He says finally he has peace of mind and he can create a home. So, just interesting. These are some of the tents on ODOT property off of Southwest Morrison. And if you see the, spray paint here, stop the sweeps. There's more of that spray painted up there actually on the sign that says this is ODOT property. So, sweeps is definitely a sore spot for the homeless, and I think they see this as good news. Okay, so we are back at the station for a little pit stop, and we're experiencing a classic example of he said, she said, and the city and ODOT aren't seemingly to be in communication with each other and on a clear understanding of what's happening with this agreement, different budget cycles, and just essentially, do they have enough money to remove camps along the interstate? The city says they don't have enough money and that camp removals along the interstate on ODOT property are on pause. I just talked with ODOT, and they're saying that they re-upped their agreement in the beginning of January, and that there's going to continue being camp removals on their property. So it's kind of confusing. Neither really knows what the other one is talking about. I'm waiting on a call from ODOT to confirm this, and then the city wants me to give them a call back once I hear from ODOT to kind of hear what the other one is saying. So I feel like a mediator right now in between ODOT and the city, but we'll see how this turns out. All right, it is just after 2 o'clock and we are finally getting to the bottom of this. The city is confirming that there's only one agreement that they have with ODOT, and they have in fact exhausted all their funds for campsite removals within city limits on ODOT property. And currently, all those removals are on pause until they find more money or until their budget cycle is up, which is on June 30th. So we relayed that information to ODOT. They're seemingly on board with this. But yeah, we got caught in the middle here and we got to the bottom of it. So yay, go team.